As the video continued, yeah, so we are living in, we think there's so many people who don't realize what's going on here. They don't realize, they don't understand dimensions. They don't understand different realities and that time and space is all meshed together. I know I sound like I'm dying, but I'm really not. I'm coming back to life. I knew this was coming too because I knew I kept going and going and going and going and going, and I needed this. I needed to stay home and get shit together and clear my space a little bit. And everything's just been so in tune, down to the people I've been meeting, down to the numbers I'm seeing, down to your universe speaks to you because you're asking for things constantly and you're getting answers. If you pay attention, it's in the street signs, it's in how you're feeling. If you can connect things together, it's all there. So continue with what I also learned this weekend. I got a bigger connection with Mother Earth. When I was throwing up, I had a connection with Mother. She was basically helping me clear out negativity, because what's coming in is that a new Alana is emerging, which means is like my, you can call it my Kundalini rising, my goddess energies being activated. I know a lot about my past lives, so I could feel or sense what time I lived in and what I was doing. And I've always been a healer now. I've always been connected. And I've known since a young girl that I was different. And I always tortured myself for it. And, I hated myself. As much as people made fun of me, I made fun of myself the worst. And that's what I was attracting, because I wasn't being authentic. I was attracting that stuff. And I never even believed that people loved me or liked me. No matter how much they treat me nice, there's something I needed to go through I needed to be humble in order for this to really work and make sense to me. That's how I know that it's real. So I also got insisted that I do more goddess sexual arts, women's mysteries trainings to further go into the field of high priestess training. And because I have also a connection with understanding illnesses in the body, how they're attracted, and energy overall. And the question I had also, and what I learned and what a lesson I learned this weekend was to look at everything as, how can I serve you? Because we have to understand that we are serving humanity. We're serving all of our souls here. It's not just about one individual. It's not just about you or me or the person you like. It's about everybody overall. It's so much bigger than we can even imagine. And when we soften our heart with passion and compassion, you will start looking at people and wanting to know how you can help them. I noticed this weekend too that I do have a tendency to be a little selfish and disconnected and aloof because, well, not aloof really, but just, I wouldn't allow myself to really fully connect because, when you know so much, you kind of think, what am I doing this all for? But then you find out you're doing it all for the betterment of the whole world. And that there's so much more to your lesson, that your problem, your struggle, what you're going through and you're crying about. Some people never look at it and say, what did I do to create that? But when you stop and try to get clarification on what's going on in your life, it will begin to change. When you start asking questions, your life will change. I can guarantee you. I wrote down that I want to be ready for the world and no more why. and that I communicate with source, with the environment, and that you can communicate with your environment by paying attention to synchronicity and signs. Mary Ann Williamson, I listened to her talk about the book inside of you, and that we all have a book inside of us. And I've been needing to write this book for a long time, which is why I started going through papers last night. And, I was like, wow, I do have a lot to say. I have a lot to write about. I have a lot to write about. And, when you think something's dying, it's something rising. Because I believe I can fly. I remember the way it feels to fly in my dreams. Speaking of dreams, I've been having really vivid dreams, like very, very vivid. I wake up remembering them, and they're not here to scare me. I know they're not here to scare me. I'm venting out things that don't need to be there. They're telling me so much about what I'm going through. And people who have big struggles here in this planet have a lot of light to bring to the world. What I'm trying to say is that when we're struggling, it's because you have a big purpose. And the more you don't follow your purpose, you will continue to struggle. In whatever line of whatever your lesson needs to come from. Man, it got worse since I started this video because, I don't know, it's like something's trying to stop me today, but it's not. I'm going to keep going. So getting what you want is a gift from yourself, so you can thank yourself. Basically, that means you're doing all the right things. I also wrote down that the plant, this is right before I started throwing up, I wrote the plants know what we're going through because they were sent here to the earth before we were, to prepare themselves to be ready for what we would need in the future. Perhaps the plants and the animals knew we would go through this, because after the fall we lost our connection to source, and so a lot of us are remembering where we come from and why our struggle has been so hard is because we come from that light. We come from that place. Some people made agreements to come back by the demiurge, by negative entities that want you to stay here to harvest your souls. And some people came back and they were close to source. They are the Elohim. They are the angels. They are the ones who have come down here to help assist the planet in its next step. There's plenty of us right now who are rising up all over the place. There are gods and goddesses rising everywhere. People are prophetically speaking everywhere. The funny thing is that they want us to believe that the Bible is everything. Yes, the Bible has very good detailed information in there that can be taken in non-literal terms and applied to you spiritually, physically, and your health, mentally, and all kinds of things. But there are books being written all over the place because we were all prophets. Once you wake up to your potential and tap into your consciousness, tap into your Akashic records, tap into the energy around you, and you'll begin to find out that you're vibrating just as the plants are, and consciousness is in and without all of us. We are in the web of life. And so I believe that the plants, they came here to protect us. I mean, not to protect us, but for us to use as a tool. Mother Earth, Gaia provided everything for us. But because we're cut off with source, we don't have direct way to get to it. You have to do the work to get to there. You need to, it's not going to be given to everybody, unfortunately, because it's all based on your karma as well. The gift of understanding knowledge is a real gift. I can assure you of that. So it's very real. You know, they also say that when we ask, we are given. And if we're not asking, we're not being given what we want. So please, remember to ask for what you want, state what you want, tell the universe what you want, write them down, do vision boards, keep attracting it into your life, talking only good things about what you want, feeding it life, because our word is the law. And something we forgot, that God did say, ask and you will receive, knock and the doors will open. You have to do the work. And that's what the path of the Ascended Master does. The Ascended Master knows a great work. They know the great work. They know the power of compassion, understanding, forgiveness. They understand energy, and they understand the archangel perception. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is what saves us all. And if we're not seeking knowledge, if we're not occupying our bodies and occupying our minds, then something else is, I can guarantee you.